Hi everyone, this is Emmy Susani with EMSU Media, and I have John Corabi with me today.
My first question for you is I know you've been in the Dead Daisies for, I think since 2015, am I right?
Yep, 15.
15? How did you, end up getting in that group? Because I know you weren't the original lead singer.
Yeah, they had a singer prior to me, John Stevens, and John was the guy that took after Michael Hutchins passed away. John was in excess for a while, and I guess he had prior commitments or something like that for solo. He does a lot of solo work, so my name got brought up, and Marco Mendoza called me and asked me if I was interested. And to be honest, when I first got the call, I hadn't heard of the band, and I wasn't really into it. Because I have a solo band as well with my son, and we literally I was just pulling into my driveway. Marco called me, told me about it, and I'm like, I don't know, dude, whatever. And so he said, well, just come out to LA and meet everybody, and we'll go from there. So I flew out to LA, and I basically knew most of the guys in the band. I just didn't know the founder, David Lowy, and I didn't know Richard Fortis, the guitar player. So I went out, I met those two guys, we had dinner, we talked, we played me some stuff, and I was like, wow, that's really cool. Yeah, let me try it out. So I went to Cuba with them, and then after that, they asked me to come back and go to Australia and do a record.
That's
So
awesome.
yeah, it was weird. It was just and I talked to Marco, and Marco basically told me later that after John Stevens bailed, the singer, basically like I was like the first guy they called. I was on everybody's list, and so they called me up and asked me to do it. So
That's awesome. So you mentioned the time that you guys went to Cuba, which was the first time you played with them, I believe. How was that
yes,
playing in Cuba with them? Because that was during the whole Obama administration stuff. How was that experience playing over there?
it was awesome. I mean, we got some flack when we got home from some people that were like, how could you go there and play for a dictator and all this other stuff? And I was like, I don't remember seeing Castro in the audience. You know what I mean? I was playing for a bunch of fans. So, we were honored. We were the first American band to go there legally, with paperwork, with the blessing of both governments. And we had a great time. The fans were ecstatic that we were there. We did two huge shows, and they were both beyond sold out. The people were nice with us. The people from the government were very nice to us. The food was amazing. The music scene down there was incredible. And from a historical point of view, I just kind of always wanted to go and see what the place was all about. You know what I mean? So, um, we had a great time, and we were sitting there. We were just talking about it like a few months ago, and we were saying, man, I wish we could go back, but apparently, Obama was trying to lighten trade and travel, and I guess Trump came in and reversed everything. So I don't know if we can go or not. So we'll see.
Yeah, well, I hope you guys get
We'd
to
love
go
to.
back there.
It would be great. You know what I mean? And it was a great time. We just had a great time. So it was awesome.
That's awesome. So I think a year after that, you guys went on tour with Kiss for the Freedom to Rock tour in 2016, which I actually saw you guys on, and it was incredible. How was that, like, touring with Kiss? How was the tour?
It was amazing. But we've always had I got to be honest with you. Like Eric Singer's probably one of the first people I ever met when I moved to LA. Gene Simmons was really into my first band before I ever even got a record deal. He wanted to sign the very first band that I was ever in, and and then I had Union after Motley with Bruce Coolidge from Kiss. So I have all kind of ties with those guys. Doug Aldrich had auditioned for Kiss, God, when he was 18.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, there was a lot of time or a lot of ties and history between both bands. So, you know, they've always been incredibly hospitable towards us. And, you know, they're still a great band. You know, they've been doing this for 40, 45 years, and they're still going strong, still selling out venues, you know, and they're really cool to us. So we're actually doing the Kiss Cruise again this year with them. So it's, it was really cool. We had a lot of fun. We toured with them in 2015, and then we toured again with them in 16, and we just got back from, God, we did 2 or 3 festival shows with them just a month ago this year, and we're all very excited about the Kiss Cruise. So it's fun, man. It's like it's just like hanging out with a bunch of old friends.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So it's like a big just group of people like going around playing rock music, which is what it should be about, right?
Yeah, it is. And if you go back historically and look at Kiss's track record, they've always, throughout their career, they've always kind of attached themselves to bands that they like. I mean, even as a kid, I went and saw them quite a few times, and I think every time I saw them, I'm talking back in the day on the first live record, and then their Destroyer tour, and then another tour after that. And their opening act all 3 times was Bob Seger.
Wow.
So, yeah, it was crazy. So, you know, they openly admit it. You know, I know Paul has said that, you know, he saw Bob Seger somewhere and he fell in love with him. He thought he was awesome. And they said, come on, come out on the road with us. And they've kind of done the same thing with us, which is a bit surreal because we see them in the afternoons and they're just like Gene and Paul. And then they go in and they get, you know, they get changed, they put the outfits on, and they come back into our dressing room, and it's like the Demon and the Star Child. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, this is weird. I paid money to see these guys, you know. So but it's cool. They're really super nice guys, and I have nothing but positive stuff to say about those guys.
That's really awesome to hear. So kind of changing gears a little bit. You spent some time with Motley Crue, in I think the early '90s. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. How was
92 to 90?
okay? How was your?
Yeah, it was not. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I just was wondering how your time was with them.
What I remember of it?
Yeah. What you remember of it?
Great. Those guys are awesome too. Like, you know, I'm still doing this 30 years later, and a big part of it is because of my time with that band. You know, so I have nothing negative to say about them either. I know they're done with Motley Crue, and, you know, I wish them the best of luck in all their future endeavors. You know, it's, you know, but it was what it was. I also don't spend my time looking in a rearview mirror. I'm always trying to look forward. So,
oh, for sure.
It was a great period. It was a great period, and, you know, I tip my hat to those guys, and, you know, but it was a long, long time ago. 25 years to be exact.
Got you. That's cool. Yeah, you definitely have so much going on right now that you don't need to be looking in a rearview mirror at all. I know that you guys just released an album this year too with the Dead Daisies.
Yep, Burn It Down. It came out the first week of April, and it's been doing amazing. We've been to the UK and Europe, then we were in Japan, and we just went back to the UK and Europe for some festival dates, and it's just been ridiculous, the turnout. The enthusiasm we're getting from the fans is awesome. Now we're getting ready. I'm actually on my way home right now, back to Nashville. I leave Tuesday, and we head to Cleveland, and we start our American and Canadian tour. So we'll be out for a month on that, and then it's the Kiss cruise, and then it's back to Europe at the end of the year to close the year out with a bang. So,
that's awesome. So you guys definitely got a lot going on then.
yeah, you know what? But we're looking forward to the American thing, man. We do spend a lot of time in Europe, and now we're really doing I think we're doing 25 or 30 shows. We're taking out Dizzy Reed from Guns N' Roses. He's got a solo band called Hookers and Blow. And it's going to be a lot of fun, and we're really looking forward to it. So it's going to be a blast. So I think we're playing at Jurgles.
Yeah, in Warrendale.
Warrendale, yeah. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's a really cool venue, and I'm really stoked to see you guys at that venue. Because the sound in there is fantastic as well.
We're stoked to get there too. So.
Well, that's awesome, John. I think that's all I got for you today. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Well, thank you.
Have a good day.
You too.
Bye.